So hey, Jean.
Oh,
I just had a very exciting email through from BBC Studios. As we
okay.
both know, Jodie Whittaker is leaving Doctor Who at the end of this year,
Wait,
and
is she? I thought she was staying on for another three
yeah,
series
no,
under
I
Russell.
thought there was going to be like series 55 with Jodie, but no, she's leaving this series. Um,
Oh man, I bet you're gutted.
to the regret of me, I've been inconsolable for months. Um, But as a result, the BBC Studios, they want me to come up with some new promotional stuff for Jodie's final episode, the centenary. Um, so, you
Clearly
know,
got the right guy for the job.
they really have. They went, well, you critique her all the time, so you do a better job. You critique the
Yeah,
marketing, you do a better job. And I was like,
yeah, that's the
okay,
thing.
Mr.
You know the
B,
flaws.
C. Yeah, I know the flaws. I know how to fix this. All right. So one of the things that I think this era does a lot is that it does a lot of travel. You know, it's very worldwide, as we all know. It's one of the most diverse eras when it comes to location, and I think Jodie needs to reflect this more. Would you agree, Jean?
Yes, I would agree 100%.
So I think these arms, they're a strong stance, but what's the main mode of transport you use? When you're going to these different countries, Jean.
Uh, Probably. I don't know. I don't go to different countries.
Well, if you weren't poor, no, that's horrible.
I am poor,
You'd use a plane.
but Doctor Who doesn't need a plane because they have a TARDIS.
Yeah, but I think we've been focusing a lot more on Earth recently. And Earth transportation, I think, has been a big part of the era, and I think it would be important for Jodie to reflect that. Graham was a bus driver. Jodie fell through a train. So her representing one of our greatest modes of transport, I think, makes total sense. So these arms, I think, are just gonna be brought out a little bit, just to, just to represent the form of our greatest pastime. You know, we've got to make it look like a fin, almost like a fish, but like a plane. Because this is good for brand tie-ins as well. If Virgin Atlantic wanted to sponsor Doctor Who, because we know the BBC need the money right now because of the license freeze. Oh look, we're just gonna make this a bit longer. Oh, that's good. She's got big hands as well because her hands are the hands of the universe. You know, she's the universe's best friend, so she's got a lot of the universe to cover, so she needs these long arms to help her stretch across the universe, you know what I mean? So I think
Yeah.
that is a majorly important change that we've just made, and I think something happened when this change was made. Wouldn't you agree, Sean?
I would agree.
There's
I've not been able to see any of this, by the way.
what do you see? I think she just, she needs these long arms to reflect the universe. So
Yeah,
she can reach around the universe.
yeah. So she can hold the universe in the palms of her hand. She can just
Yeah,
wrap her
like
arms
Doctor
around.
Octopus. Marvel, very big thing right now in the industry. Doctor Who likes to follow new trends.
Yeah, and they're both doctors as well.
They are. Um, I think the next thing we need to do a bit, one of the criticisms of Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, one that I don't necessarily subscribe to, but I can see the criticism of. It's just that Jodie's too goddamn happy. She's like a happily bubbly children entertainer
She doesn't
sometimes.
look. She looks quite concerned in this pic, though.
No, but I think that concern is just quite bland. We need to give her a more distinct facial expression. When you
Hmm.
think of Hartnell, you think of the big raised
Yeah.
eyebrow. When you think of the Fourth Doctor, you think of the big smile. So I think what I'd like to do for the 13th Doctor's iconic look, okay, is just give her a big old frown
Oh
because
man.
I know it's sad, but you got to think she's regenerating as well, so she's not going to be happy about it.
Oh, that's why her arms are like all stretched out
Yeah,
because she's
because
like,
she's being morphed by the regeneration.
oh, there's some true sadness right there.
That is that's really sad. You know,
You see, it was sad, now it's just like
it's actually starting to look more like the
it's quite
aliens
horrifying.
that Jodie comes up against, which is quite symbolic, really, of the Doctor's, like, what the Doctor's fighting, in a lot of ways, which I think is very important for the Doctor to reflect. You know, I think in a lot of ways it kind of looks like Kirby, and you know, Kirby's getting a new game soon. So again, we're sticking to the recent trends thing.
Yeah, she's getting ready to suck, and she's gonna suck up David Tennant so she can be just like him.
Yeah, and she's getting ready to suck at her final spell. Anyway, you know, so here's the thing, right? The costume. What's your opinion on Jodie Whittaker's costume, John?
It's a bit, so it's not my favorite Doctor costume. Let's just say that.
I don't think it's anyone's
It's a bit
favorite,
too,
really,
yeah.
is it? You know, like, let's be honest, it's not. It's not very poggers, you know. It's a bit sort of underwhelming. So I think one of the major things that I like about Jodie's costume is like the rainbows, because no one likes rainbows ever. You know, historically, it just, you know, name me one person who likes rainbows. Exactly, you can't. You know, and I just think if we were to just,
But what about the Sixth Doctor?
yeah, but no one liked the Sixth Doctor.
What
I think
about?
if
Whoa, does this mean that you hate LGBT people?
that is no. But
Tharries
you know,
cancelled.
the NMDs, they say that Doctor Who needs to be.
You're erasing LGBT culture.
You know the NMDs, they say that, you know, Doctor Who needs to be less political, and maybe for Jodie's final special, you know, that we want to attract everyone, space for all, as is said. So I think if we remove the LGBT imagery, it sort of makes it more accessible to bigots, which, you know, the BBC needs everyone right now. They can't afford to be picky, you know? So yeah, I think, and it's almost, it's made it look more like a bib in a way, which I think.
Oh yeah, well the way our mouth's like open, yeah, it's
yeah, I think, you know,
a good thing.
There's like quite a bit of design synergy going on here, and I think that's quite important in any design for it to flow naturally, you know. You know, I think this is really coming together. Is there anything else we could do, Jean, that you think just needs to be done? I've noticed we haven't touched much of her facial area, really.
Yeah, I think you should raise one of her eyebrows. I think you should make her eyes maybe a bit bigger. They look quite small there, especially like compared to with how big the mouth is.
You know what?
Maybe hit that enlarge tool at the side and get them big and bulgy.
You know, I think you're right, John. I think the eye definitely needs to be bigger. So, you know, I think she needs to see the universe, you know? And I think...
Yeah, she needs to see... She looks like one of the, like, taco fame.
There's so much of the universe to take in, you know?
She does look as if she's, like, going to vor the universe.
And, you know, we know Vor's a company in Doctor Who, you know, because of Barton. So, that's actually thematically deep.
Yes.
You know, I think we've done a job there. The only thing I can think of, really, to add to this, you know, just the final touch, really. I'm thinking, the hair. Everyone loved it when Capaldi had the massive hair, you know, that he had. And I think Jodie's kind of been lacking that, you know. She's kind of been given, you know, what we call in the industry, like, the Karen cut. You know, it's kind of, like, sort of the fringe, you know. It screams, can I speak to the manager? And we don't want that.
That's the thing, you want to give it, like, a kind of bushy Capaldi or a sticky-uppy Tennant, you know? They're the hair...
You know what?
They're the Doctor hairs people go speaking about.
you might be right. Maybe the spikes are the better way to go here. Nothing is ever going to quite compare to David Tennant's luscious hair, unless it's in Day of the Doctor. But I think we could do something in trying to replicate it. I think I'm thinking something like this.
Ooh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, because it's like.
The thing is, yeah, but with, like the long sides as well, it gives it like this kind of like 80s.
Yeah, it's kind of like a perm almost, and it's kind of harkening back to that mad professor scattered vibe, you know. And I think that's something that Doctor Who really lost over time. Was the mad professor angle. And I think that's something that we should be looking to reinstate.
I can't see why the BBC didn't think to make these
what I'm
changes
thinking
to begin with. I think this perfectly encapsulates the Doctor, and it just seeing this on a poster or something, the public would want to tune in. They'd want to see their hero.
Exactly, because Chibnall Doctor Who, a lot of people say it's too boring. It doesn't grab attention.
You can see the excitement.
Grabs attention.
Yeah. As opposed to just having some concerns like Karen. No one wants that. They want excitement. They want to feel. Whatever the hell the Doctor's feeling in this image.
I'm just thinking.
Taking a bunch of acid.
Should the nose be bigger? As well.
Oh yeah.
Because
I think you should go the opposite route, and you should subvert expectations, and you should make them go smaller.
You know what? You're right. You're so right. I think we've had a lot of big in this era. We've had, the Master came back. The Timeless Child's quite big, but I think Jodie needs to reflect the little things as well in life and in the universe. So I think, yes, we're harkening back to an earlier form of Doctor Nose here, because Doctor Noses, they kind of got bigger as time progressed. You go from Hartnell's nose to Troughton's nose, which is quite a bit longer, and I think while this is longer, it's sort of smaller. It's sort of it's harkening back to that button nose Doctor look.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's something that I just think will really resonate with the fans, because that's what Doctor Who is. It's for the fans, It's it's an important thing to the fans that it's.
And I think this picture perfectly represents the fandom as well.
Yeah, it just
when I think of your average fan, I do picture someone like this in my head. If the Doctor was just a bit like this,
Yeah, it's just that sort of just the charm of the show is just forever represented through this image. I'm just making the rainbow a little lower, Ooh, it's actually blending into the coat there. If we make it touch the ground, it's like the rainbow's trickling down onto the floor as Jodie walks. So it's kind of like she's surrounded in rainbows constantly. Which shows just...
No, I like that, because it's more as if the rainbow, it's leaking off her, it's it's falling, because she's,
if there's
she's
one
about
thing
to
we know
regenerate.
about, the current era, it's been surrounded by a lot of leaks. I don't know who could have caused that, but we know that it has, and I think representing that in the costume somewhere, I think it's just perfect. I am really happy. But...
Yeah, I think
there's one more thing, actually.
Oh, man.
I know. I thought we'd created a masterpiece, but
I know that you're only using the liquefy tool, but I feel like you could.
I've got one more thing to use with the liquefy tool, though. I think there's one more thing I can do.
She looks a bit lonely.
Oh, are you saying we should give her friend Yasmin?
Yeah.
The only thing I want to add before we do Yas, I think when I think of Northern Doctors, I think of the Ninth Doctor, right? And when I think of the Ninth Doctor, I think of the ears, I think Jodie should represent her fellow Northern counterpart as well, and increase her ear size a little bit.
Yeah, now she can hear the universe as well as
She can hear all of the universe's sounds.
all of time and space. Yeah,
Everything
I mean,
ever happens.
that's just really handy because now you won't have Cybermen sneaking up on her. You won't have Daleks popping up. You know, she'll be ready for anything.
You know, when the Master inevitably comes in, she's gonna hear him from miles away. I'm really happy with that.
That is beautiful.
Are you ready to apply changes?
Yes. We should sell this as an NFT.
Do you know?
I'm sure it would make millions.
I think it would. I truly believe that this is what mankind has strived for. Well, listen, Jean, thank you for your help today. I'm gonna send this over to the BBC on Twitter now.
Based. I'm glad that I could assist you and just witness this artistic.
Hang on. At BBC Doctor Who. No, not BBC William Who. That's the wrong one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is a good source.
He is a good source. Maybe he could use it. But here.
It'd be very funny. You just tweet him completely out of context. Just that.
The promo image you wanted. And then it's just a simple case of screenshotting it and sending it over to BBC Studios. I think they're going to be really happy. You know, I think they really want to go all out for Jodie's final episode. You know, it's the final of her era, and they really want something that's going to reflect just the craziness of this era.
Yeah.
And the sort of excitement and the sort of craziness.
Perfectly, yeah.
Of the time.
You've got that excitement, you've got that quirkiness, it's all there.
It's all there, and it's like, it also reflects the sort of bizarre times of 2020 in a way. You know, everyone's hair went a bit like that during the pandemic. You know, when no one could see barbers and things. And I think that'll really resonate with the 2022 audience in a way that I think the BBC will really appreciate. There we go. It's tweeted. Now all we do is wait for their response. Thank you, Jean, for accompanying me on this journey.
It has been my absolute humble pleasure.
Thank you all for watching, and goodbye. Quick shout-outs to Debs Iona, Simon Ashley, Steve Safaro, Shane Smith, Patrick Mewson, Ree Kevin, Seb Lowndes, Jay Monroe, Preston, Hash Shandycoot, and Human Being. If you want to become a member, feel free to do so. It really helps out. You get exclusive posts, shout-outs in every video, and even your own badge and custom emojis to use